buddy. It's time to get up. It's time to get up.
Some love games and toys. Yeah.
Here we go.
Bye, kiddos. I know you're gonna do great today. Love y'all.
All right, go.
Come on, guys, get in the car. Yeah. Are we going to the YMCA? Run safe.
What is up, Rev Church? Yo, let's give it up for the moms in this room right now. Give it up for the moms. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, mother. Hey, happy Mother's Day. Happy Sunday to everybody. What, like, we had a windy evening last night, right? It was windy up in here, but man, like, I just think of the wind, and I just think about like the Holy Spirit, man. And this worship session, I was in tears. I don't know about y'all, but I was in tears, and I could just feel the presence of God up in this room. So, wow. Hello. Hello. Hey, if you don't know who this is my beautiful wife, Ashley. What is up, yo? I don't know how to transition this. So weeks ago, I had asked my wife to actually pray for the moms up in this room, to open us up in this service with prayer, and she was like, yes, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. She said yes, with joy. We choose joy up in here. And but you know, I really feel that the Lord is going to speak through you to these moms for just this moment. So, yeah.
Like Anthony said, if you guys do not know me, my name is Ashley, and Anthony and I have 4 kids together, and I've been a mom for 10 years now, and so kind of got the hang of it, ish. And
Yeah.
we're working it out. It's fine. And like he said, when he asked me, he lied though, because when he asked me to come on stage, I was like, no, pick someone else. Because if any of you know me and I see a lot of familiar faces, this is not my comfort zone at all in any way, shape, or form. But I do love our moms at Rev so very much, and you guys deserve all the honor. And so I would love to pray for all of you. Heavenly Father, I'm just so grateful for every mom in this room and every mom watching online, all of our Rev moms. So grateful for their spirits of selflessness and the way they love their children so incredibly well. It is not easy to be a mom, but we are called to be a mom, and so even in times of strife or grief when we're struggling with motherhood, we know that you are there for us, and we are just so grateful that we are called and chosen. We know you equipped us in this season to be parents to these children that we have for a very specific reason, and we are so blessed and grateful. And there are some people in this room who this Mother's Day might be grieving the loss of a child, the loss of a mother, or just struggling with infertility. And your word says that you are close to those who are brokenhearted. So I just ask that any people who are struggling this Mother's Day, that you just wrap them in comfort and your perfect peace, and just let them know that they are seen and they are not alone.
Yeah.
They're not alone. We're so grateful for the moms of Revolution Church, and I love you guys so much. Amen.
Amen. That's so good. Give it up for Ashley, man. That's so good. Hey, hey, you know, we have a culture of honor up in the house, and so I want to honor all the moms that are out here, all the moms. I wish I knew every one of you. Every one of you deserve the highest praise right now. But there is one other special person up in this house today. Someone that I can say, like, yeah, I love her I love my wife. I love her. But this person has been with me for the past 37 years. 37 years. That's a long time. I've realized, Pastor Danny, 37 years. I'm almost to 40, bro. I'm getting there. This guy. And hey, all the way from Birmingham, Alabama, that's my mom. My mom. Everybody say, hi, Mom. Oh, man. I love you. Thank you for being in here. She's like, hey, I'm gonna watch every service and just to hear the crowd. No, love you so much. Thank you for always being there for me and David, and just through the years of, whoo, man. I gotta stop. Ah, man. Everything you have done for me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, man. It's the allergies, guys. It's the allergies. It's the allergies. Hey, maybe you're here for the first time, and hey, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for choosing Rev Church today. You could have went anywhere else, but I'm gonna talk about some events that we have coming up. The first thing, hey, get your phones out, get your calendars ready, because first things first. We have our Rev groups coming up May 30th through July 10th. Give it up for Rev groups in the house. Yeah. We had small group leader training going on last service, and we're going to have one more opportunity to, if you want to lead a group, any group, and maybe this is your first day, great, So 8:30 next week, meet with Andrew right here in the front row, and we want to connect with you guys, see what Rev groups are all about. I'm leading a couple groups. I'm going to have a marriage group with Ashley. We're going to talk about You Make Me Crazy, and that's going to be a fun small group. I'm also leading I'm leading a wiffle ball small group, so it's, I was like, we got a small field in the back somewhere out here. And, I might have some other groups going out, but if you want to know more about small groups, text Rev Groups to 31996, or see someone from our small groups team that's right outside these doors. To the left, there's an orange banner as well, and maybe they'll talk about their small group that they're leading. They want you to be part of a group, right? So these groups are special. Like I said, it's May 30th through July 10th. And it ends in a one-day, July 10th, Serve Day. This is like the grand finale, like we say it. We have Serve Day events every first Saturday of every month. So we have Serve Day every first Saturday of every month. But this small group semester ends differently. So July 10th is the second Saturday of the month. And this is where we get to make impact for the kingdom. This is where we get to make impact, not just for the kingdom, for the community. And this is worldwide. There's churches globally on this day that are going to be doing their own Serve Day in their communities. We can help out the church. We can help out our neighbors and different things like that. So it's really, really cool. Next thing, parents. Oh, yeah, Summer Blast. You guys are, what's Summer Blast? It's our kids' conference. So this is our version of Vacation Bible School, right? So June 22nd, 23rd, 24th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., parents, mark your calendars. If you're interested in serving or letting your kids just run around and have fun, there's QR codes at the kids check-in station, information desk as well. Like, there's QR codes everywhere. I might have a tattoo somewhere, QR code. Summer Blast, that's really cool. Pastor Shelby is excited. The kids team is excited. You don't have to be on the kids team to serve. But hey, time is running out. So we want you guys to be a part of that. So, Kenny, drum roll, everybody, drum roll. Motion. What's Motion? Motion Conference 2021 is coming up. So this is our student conference. This is going to be in Birmingham, Alabama. Can I get a Roll Tide? There we go. I got two people. All right, good. Yes, we're doing this, guys. We're doing this. Hey, this is for middle school, high school, and college age students. So if you're in that bracket or just want to learn more, see Pastor Danny right here in the front row with the pink shirt. Let's go, Pastor Danny. Let's go. Hey, if you want to see thousands of students going all in for God, this is an amazing, just wow. We need help. We need help either transporting students there, and really, if you are a student and you're interested, go see your pastor. You do not want to miss this, But here we are. It's Mother's Day. We heard from Pastor Denny the last 3 weeks, and he did an amazing job, especially talking about undivided loyalty. Really good. And and I'm in this Mother's Day message today, and I was going through the Bible, and I was like, man, I want to hear from, like, how, if I were in your seats, I would want to hear from one of the most influential women in the Bible, right? So for me, that is Jesus' mother, Mary. And the message that I have, the title that I have is, for when God, this is a long title, for when God asks you to do something outside your comfort zone, right? So when God asks you to do something outside of your comfort zone, and if we're sitting at a table with Mary, what would she tell us? What would she tell us, like, in these moments? What would she tell us? What would she say? And I believe she would say, don't miss your moment with God. Don't miss your moment with God. And we have, to kind of set up the story, we're going to be in Luke chapter 1, where Mary is 14. Any students that are 14? Tyler? All right, I see him right here. Stand up real quick. Come up on stage. Come up on stage. I wasn't even planning on doing this, but I'm gonna do this anyway. What's up, bro? What's up, man? So Tyler is, he's 14 years old. So he's not a girl, right? You're not a girl. For everybody in the back, say he's not a girl, right? Hey, he's 14. He's 14. I just wanted you guys to have a visual of someone that's 14 years old, right? 14. All right, cool. All right, give it up. That's it. So you got the visual. Is he taller? Is he taller than me? Sit back down. Where's Addison? He's 14 years old, right? Or Mary is 14 years old. And here we are, and bro, you're learning, you're growing, right? And there's a lot that also Mary is also experiencing in these moments, in these days. So she's by herself. I picture her by herself, and Mary doesn't have the TikTok. She don't got the TikTok, guys. She's not on Instagram, But boom, God sends down an angel, Gabriel, down to speak to Mary. So God sent the angel to Mary, and the virgin's name was Mary. Here we are. The angel went to her and said, greetings, you who are highly favored. The Lord is with you. So what happens, right? What happens in the next verse? Mary was like, yeah, awesome. Nah, man. Mary was greatly troubled at his words. Like, I would be super troubled at, like, even seeing, boom, someone just appears out of nowhere, boom, and he's like, greetings. I'm like, who are you? Like, who are you, right? So she's troubled at his words and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. Gabriel says, do not be afraid, Mary. So he knows who she is. For you have found favor with God. So she's 14 years old, but already has favor with God. She hasn't experienced Jesus at all, but she has favor with God. He then says, you will conceive and give birth to a son. I just think about as a 14-year-old, like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And you are to call him Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High. How? So she says, she's not super excited, right? I don't think she's super excited. She's like, yo, how is this going to happen? So we know that she's about to get married to Joseph. And to set this up, she's about to get married to Joseph. And she's like, how, since I'm still a virgin? And in these times, so she's like, hey, you're about to get married to Joseph. And she's like, this cannot happen. Yo, this can't be happening at all. She's a young teenager. She's a young teenager. Like, how is this going to happen? So let me share a story of what it could be when these God moments often seem impossible. When God moments often seem impossible in our lives, like we just can't see to the other side. So Mary, like, she's like, how is this gonna happen? But she really can't see to the other side, to the very end of where God is actually taking her in her own story. So let me tell you guys something about something seemingly impossible that happened to me. So here I am, 2012, I get saved, and I'm starting to take some steps. I'm trying to go on my own journey in life. I'm married, and at that time, we had one kid. Years go on down the road. People are planting seeds, and like, I have people like Pastor Danny. They're like, hey, man, you should do Highlands College. You should do Highlands College. Yo, I don't care about no Highlands College. Like, leave me alone. Like, these are people that are like, you should go to Growth Track. No, like, leave me alone, bro. I'm comfortable doing my own thing. Like, I'm good the way I am. I'm good. Ashley will tell you, I was super full of, like, I'm prideful. I was super prideful. Am I lying? I am not lying. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying no. We didn't plan that. Full of pride, people are like, hey, man, so I started doing groups, so start like iron sharpens iron, all that fun stuff. And one day, I was like, man, I probably should go to Highlands College. I probably should. So Highlands College, what it is, it's a 2-year program, and at the end of the 2 years, we get to meet with some other churches and pastors from around the world, actually, and to get placed in full-time ministry. And if you would have said 9 years ago when I got saved, like, hey, you're going to be on stage on Mother's Day preaching the word of God, I'd be like, no, like, you got the wrong guy. You got the wrong guy. Highlands College, I'm praying, and it's like, what are you waiting for? I didn't feel that no, not yet kind of thing. It was like, what are you waiting for? So here I am, boom. And then I'm like, all right, what about finances? Because my wife is super practical. I know she's super practical because I live with her, and she's the budgeter. I'm more free-spirited. I like spontaneity. Spontaneity, what's up? Raise your hand. Make some noise. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. Who's more practical? Who likes to see things in black and white? Addison, I see Addison. Black and white. Hey, it needs to be on the paper. All right, so we at this time now we have 3 kids, and honestly, y'all, like we're living barely paycheck to paycheck. What's up, barely paycheck to paycheck? No. Nobody. So we're sitting at the dinner table. It's a Saturday evening dinner time, and I look at her. I'm like, hey, Ashley, I'm gonna do Highlands College. I'm gonna go do this, and she's over here. Okay, cool, but like, where's this money coming from? She's like black and white. She pulls out our budget sheet. She's like, where's it coming from? Out of her back pocket, pulls it out. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, so honestly, in my prayer time, the one time that I audibly heard the voice of God was this one moment. And it says, don't worry, I've got this. Financially, don't worry, I've got this. I was like, all right. So, hey, God says, don't worry, I've got this. What does that mean? And like, it means don't worry, he's got this. Like, we have to just trust him in this season. And that's where our faith is starting to build up, right? So Sunday happens, I'm in worship the very next morning, and I'm praising God during worship. Lord, like, man, he provides for our every need. He is the provider. He is provider. So I'm praising him, Lord. Like, I'm just thanking you in advance for just taking care of myself, my family, and my wife, my kids. Oh, man, like, awesome. Praising him. At that same moment, I don't know what's going on. So I don't know that a few rows behind me, there's a guy and his wife praising God. God, thank you for allowing us to bless a student this year. Thank you for the opportunity but show me this one person that we can bless. So we see each other after the service, Mike, Bailey, Deborah, and he's like, hey man, we're gonna do lunch tomorrow. Let's do lunch. Chinese buffet in Bessemer, Alabama. And I was like, okay, let's go have lunch. And he just wants to connect with me. I know him, but I don't know him. Like, I'm doing small groups, but our paths have never crossed paths. So I know him, I know of him, but I don't know him. So we sit down, it's lunchtime. Yeah, eating that chow mein. We're just eating. And he's like, hey man, tell me your testimony. Share with me your story. So I go through my story, and he's like, oh, man, that's perfect. That's perfect. He's like, let me tell you what we're thinking. He's like, so I have this foundation, and we want to scholarship a student through Highlands College, but we haven't been able to find that right person. And he's like, he looks at me, he's like, can we scholarship you for your Highlands College tuition for Highlands College for the next 2 years? I was like, what? Like, crying, because 2 days later, this is what I heard, that he would take care of it. And then after that moment, he goes up, gets another plate of food, and he just laughs. He laughs and sees me laughing. And I think about the word, and it says, Jesus says, looked at them and said, with man, like, hey, when I try to do it on my own, it's going to be impossible. So when Anthony's trying to live Anthony's life the way Anthony wants to live it, it's going to be impossible to even think of or imagine anything that God has for me. But with God, everybody say, with God. All things are possible. All things are possible. So with God, all things are possible. Even in the middle of your pain and hardship, all things are possible. Someone needs to hear this right now. In the middle of your hardship, all things are possible. Our trust has to outweigh the uncertainty of what God can actually do. This story of Mary's story to us is a story of trust. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. But in all your ways, submit to him and he will make your path straight. So we trust in him. This is a faith message. Trust, trust, trust. So when God moments come, Mary would say yes. Like Ashley did. She was like, yes, I'll do it. Say yes. So Mary being 14 years old, really not knowing, man, she's 14. Sometimes at 14, we think we know everything. But she says, Mary's a little different. She says, I am the Lord's servant. May your word to me be fulfilled. Then the angel left her. So we know Mary's 14. She's highly flavored. She's highly favored, not flavored. Oh, man. Hey, I'm going to share something. I didn't say, obviously, this is, when I was young, I had to go do speech pathology. I remember, I was like first grade, second grade, third grade. I remember having, because like my words, I stumbled on my words. I didn't even know like what was going on. But it's an amazing that God can use someone like me that was like with a speech impediment and be like, hey, you know what? In this message, you're gonna speak to somebody's heart today. And honestly, I think about the enemy. He's just like, no, you're not gonna say that. Nah, man. Like, why not? Why not? Ah, man. The word says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. What else would she say? Your God moment will open the door for God's best in your life and in the lives of the people around you. So when you say yes, it's going to start opening up new doors for yourself and for the people that you're making an impact with. And I think about Mary. So here we are. She's 14 years old. Boom. She says yes. And at that moment, the angel left her. I believe at that moment, that's the moment of conception. And here we are. We're going to fast forward just slightly. Just slightly. She's 3 months pregnant. Moms, make some noise. Yay. Mommy. Yo, she's 3 months pregnant. She's 3 months pregnant, and she's going to go from one town to the next. So she's about to travel 90 miles to visit her cousin Elizabeth. And let me ask you, first trimester, anybody pregnant right now? No? Okay. Oh, COVID must be over or something. Hey, we got somebody? Yeah, okay, hey, you're probably in your, yes, first trimester, yes? Second, all right, well, let's think back to our first trimester. My wife, we have four kids. I was never pregnant. Let me clear that up. I've never been pregnant, but my wife has been pregnant. And I'll tell you straight up, in the first trimester, she didn't want to do nothing. Like, not even walk 90 miles. She didn't want to walk no 90 miles. But I think about, like, if you were pregnant, would you want to walk 90 miles? But think about the terrain that they had, right? So it's not, like, nicely paved, like Virginia Parkway over here. It's not nicely paved where she's like, oh, she don't have no fresh kicks on. Like, no, man. Like, it's a journey. It's a journey. And she's visiting, and boom, she arrives at Elizabeth's home. In a loud voice, Elizabeth says, blessed are you among women, and blessed is the child you will bear. Blessed is she who has believed that the Lord would fulfill his promises to her. Blessed are you. Blessed are you. And when we read the Bible, I stumbled on this. Stephen, where you at, Stephen? All right. Yo, when I read the Bible, Stephen, I think about, like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Blessed are you. Blessed are you. Like, why is this in here? God, why is it? Because maybe, just maybe, Mary didn't feel so blessed. Maybe, just maybe, when we've experienced some God moment in our life, things are going on around us where we're just like, this is not how it's supposed to look. God, I was supposed to be married to Joseph and then have kids. Not, whoop, here I am having kids and then getting married. Like, oh, like, what's going on? A lot of times we don't have that full trust in God. We can't see where he's taking us because we got these blinders. But the Bible, it doesn't tell us much about Jesus' life either. It doesn't tell us much about Jesus' life either. And I think about, let me say this here. For when when God asks you to do something outside your comfort zone, we got to stay connected to God. Stay connected to God. So in her moment of uncertainty, there was a moment, I think, that when she had Jesus, here we are, we're going to fast forward just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to talk about the wedding of Cana. And she's had these experiences now with Jesus. She's had these experiences with Jesus. And here we have her. We're at the wedding. But before that, I think about maybe, I picture Jesus as like a teenager. We don't hear anything between like 12 and 30. We don't hear anything. So I picture Mary baking some bread, and she's over there, oh, get that flour. And then she's like, there's no salt. I need some salt for my bread. She's like, Jesus. And Jesus is up in his room, and he's probably playing with these like figurines that he crafted, because Jesus was a craftsman, right? So this is not in the Bible, by the way. All right. Let me be super clear, because someone's gonna be like, oh, you're preaching the word of God. All right. This is what I believe. This is what I believe. So he's over there playing, and she's like, Jesus. And he's like, what? What, Mom? Or 14-year-old, what, Mom? And she's like, Jesus, we need salt for the bread, and I need you to run down to the market. And he's like, did you check the pantry? And she's like, yeah, I checked the pantry. Boom. And it's like overflowing with salt. She's like, whoa. Right. Oh, how about this, Sticks? Like, she's at, like, before Jesus walked with Peter, before he walked with Peter on the water, I picture, like, he's in the community pool in their neighborhood, and he's like, yeah. I wish I could moonwalk. I can't moonwalk. And she's probably like, Jesus, get down from there. So she's had these experiences with Jesus. Mary has had these experiences with Jesus. Let me just say this again. Don't miss this. She has Jesus, and she's had these experiences with Jesus, so she knows what he can do. So here we are. This is in the Word. This is in the Bible. We're at the wedding of Cana. This is where Jesus is about to perform his first miracle. He's around 30 years old. Oh, man, that's funny, huh? You like that? I love you guys. Yeah, this is so fun. Yo, this is so fun. Let me say it. Wedding of Cana. Yo, they're throwing down. They're having a party. Right? So the vats of wine. They're like, boom. And they're going through this wine. They're drinking. And they run out of wine. And Mary says, Jesus, do your thing. Do your thing, Jesus. Because she's experienced, like, privately, she's experienced Jesus. Oh. Do your thing, Jesus. And he's like, bro, you know what he says? He goes, woman, what's this have to do with me? Woman, look it up. Woman, what does this have to do with me? If I ever said, Mom, woman, what does this have to do with me? The very next line, she says to the servants, whatever he tells you to do, just do it. Whatever he says, like, whatever he tells you to do, just do it. Stay connected to God. The word says, I love this verse. This is the Message translation. I am the vine, you are the branches. When you're joined with me and I with you, the relation intimate and organic, the harvest is sure to be abundant. Separated, you cannot produce a thing. Sometimes in life, we could be too busy or distracted to even listen to what God has for us. I love hanging out with Ashley, and we have date nights on Fridays, typically date day on Fridays. And something that we love to do, we love to just go out and we're at the restaurant, and we love, people watch. We love people watching. Anybody? People watchers? You are my crowd. Let's do lunch sometime, right? So we're over here watching people. And it's so crazy how distracted people can be. Like, they're willing to spend the time. Who has time, right? Time flies. They're willing to spend time and then spend money to not talk to the person that they're sitting across. They're on their phones, distracted, too easily distracted. I also think about, we might have too much pride to do what we want to do. Instead of hearing, God, like, show me, what do you want from my life? The second thing Mary would tell us is to stay connected to your purpose. Stay connected to your purpose. For this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands, right? So something that we have here at Revolution Church is our growth track. Our growth track is an easy 3-step process where, honestly, y'all, like we just want to fan the flame of the spiritual gifts that God has already given us. And I'll tell you, just from personal experience, just when I was trying to do life by my own, to do Anthony's life, I wasn't fanning nobody else's flame. And it's crazy how God can use me. It's so crazy, but I'm thankful for this opportunity because it's a beyond Anthony kind of lifestyle. Our growth track is an easy 3-step process. Step 1, we're going to learn about Revolution Church. All right, what do we believe in? Do you want to become a member? You're going to learn about why Pastor Randy and Amy moved from Ohio to McKinney, Texas. It's beautiful in McKinney, Texas. That's probably why. But why? Step 2, which is next week, is to discover your purpose. It's all about you. It's all about you. Like why, I like to say, why are you the way you are? Why are you the way you are? And we're going to help you fan the flame. And I believe when we start to fan that flame for God, there's a fire that starts to be built up to make an impact for his kingdom. Something happens when we start to just walk that path that God has intended for you from the very beginning. 2 greatest days in our life are the day we're born and the day we discover why we were born. Number 3, Mary would say, stay connected to the people who encourage you. And I think about Mary and her journey, being in her first trimester, walking 90 miles. Ain't no joke. 90 miles ain't no joke, but she's walking and she's staying connected to the people around her. So here we are, she's with Mary, remained with her for about 3 months and then returned home. So in the middle of our trials, I love how Pastor Randy said it in a prayer, during prayer, don't do life alone. You said it, you just said it. Don't do life alone. She remained with Elizabeth for another 3 months and then hiked back, 6 months pregnant. Oh yeah. Who wants to do that 6 months pregnant? She remained focused on the people that were around her, which is why this is so important. Small groups. If you're new to Revolution Church, we got something called small groups. I said it in the beginning of the service, May 30th through July 10th. It's 6 weeks. Maybe you're scared of what other people think, and I don't know what, I think about me. I can only talk about my own experience of going into my very first small group and what is going on? Man, there's some fun groups out there. I'm leading a wiffle ball small group. Why? I love baseball, and I like to peg people with the ball. But I also know, I know the importance of not doing life by myself. I know the importance. Someone else that knew the importance of not doing life by themselves was Jesus. So Jesus, here we are, years later, and he's developed these relationships, and he has these 12 men that are in his life, right? And we're leading up to the cross, and Mary has poured everything into Jesus. Jesus knew what was about to happen. He knew from the very beginning what was about to happen. And the word says, Jesus saw his mother and the disciple he loved standing near her. He's on the cross. He's already beaten, unrecognizable. But Mary's been there for him all the way up to the cross. Here goes again. Woman, here is your son. Then he says to John, John, here's mom. Take care of mom. From that moment, the disciple accepted her as his own mother. So if we're to stay connected to God and we're to stay connected to our purpose and staying connected to the people who have encouraged us along the way, because there's going to be those moments of those God moments where we feel like, man, nobody cares. I want to stay disconnected. Nobody hears me. See, Mary heard something different. From Mary's perspective, she went through everything leading up to the cross to see her own son just there. This life is far better and bigger than what we want for ourselves, guys. This is far bigger than what Anthony wants for Anthony. See, Mary was connected to the bigger picture. See, Mary at 14 years old, when she says, let your word be done, like when she says yes, her yes has impacted everybody in this room. Everyone, I'm declaring this right now, everyone around the world, that we have this opportunity that we can say, the biggest moment that we could ever have is when we come face to face with Jesus. Her yes becomes our yes years down the road. And I want to pray a special prayer right now. So with every head bowed, every eye closed, I want to pray right now. And Lord, I just pray right now over the mothers in this room. I pray for the generations that are going to come. And I pray for just everybody under the sound of my voice and those that are watching online. Father, just fill us. Let us know that you are there, that when you say, hey, trust in me, trust in me, that we just trust with everything that we have. Lord, I pray for purpose in our lives. I pray for dry bones to come alive again. Lord, I pray for connections to start to develop. That maybe someone's here for their very first time, alone, in a room full of people. Lord, let them know that you are there. And I pray, Father God, that you just love us right where we are at. Right where we are right now. That we can come into this room with garbage and just trash from the past, but I pray that we leave new, renewed right now. And I pray right now with every head bowed and every eye closed that maybe you haven't accepted Jesus into your heart. Or maybe this is a moment where you want to rededicate your life to Christ. I'm going to pray at the count of 3. You have the boldness inside of you to say, pride, you have no place here anymore. At the count of 3, this is your moment to go all in with God. 1, 2, 3. Raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands. Hands are going up. Hands are going up. You guys can put your hands down. Look up at me. I have this verse on the screen. And nobody prays by themselves. And I saw hands going up and around the room. And we're all going to pray together. Everybody say, Lord Jesus, I confess that you are Lord. I believe that you died for me and that God raised you from the dead. I want to know you and live for you. Forgive me for not trusting in you and not living for you. Forgive me for all of my sin. I receive your forgiveness now. Come into my heart and change me right now. Be my Lord, be my Savior. Everything I have is yours. I trust you completely. In Jesus' name, amen. Yo, give it up. Give it up for those that said that prayer for the very first time. Let's go. Let's go. If you did say that prayer for the first time, text new me to 31996. I know these are up on the screen behind me. Text new me to 31996. You might have a next step. Water baptism next weekend might be your next step. Getting into a small group soon, May 30th, might be your next step. Yo, we want to be a church of next steps, but we want to help people grow, meet, know, and follow Jesus. Yo, we're about to celebrate. Somebody else up in this room is about to win a gift card for who's that? Who wants it? Hey, you want a gift card? Yeah. All right, hey. Oh, what's up, Ashley? Hey, we have, how many giveaways do we have? Oh, yo, we got 2 this time. Why do we have 2 this time? Yo, we have a mom that has donated a gift card, another gift card for $100. What? What? Yeah. So, hey, yo, oh, wow, there's a lot of cards. Are you in here? Are you sure? I can make you in here. Oh, man, there's a lot of cards in here. Tell me when to stop. Man, you guys are fast. Is this 1 card or 2? Oh, was there a drum roll? Hey, there's Kenny. There's Kenny. Oh, I hope I pronounced this right. Danique Dowling. What's up? Oh, yeah. Hey, come on up. All the way up. Hey. Hey. What's up? Congratulations. What's up? Yeah. Woo. That's awesome. All right, this is for the other one? All right. James Ashley is going to tell me when to stop. Hey, you need to stay here. Just stay on stage the whole time. Jennifer Paul! Where you at? There she's at. What's up, girl? So good. Hey, we got to say goodbye. We got another service coming right up. If you're watching online, we're saying goodbye to you right now. So on the count of 3, everybody say goodbye. 1, 2, 3.